Oh, hello. First of all, let me just deal with you before I give my thoughts, but visually, this place is interesting. Did I, return to the first level of the game without realizing it? That would be cool. Oh, drones. Of course, they're hiding in boxes. Where else would they be? Any drones in here? Of course there are. That elemental damage is so nice. Ooh, and they even gave me a med station. I have mostly full charges, so I'll hold off on that for now. Resolve Biolabs. Okay, no, I think this is an entirely new area separate from the first level. I don't even think there were any doors I came across that could actually lead back to that. Although maybe there were. It just looks pretty similar. So here we see that they're starting... Oh, there's one of those tripod assholes with the tails. Oh boy, so yep. Oh, there's multiple of them. This is gonna be fun. Good thing I have my trusty Spectre thingy. Volatile Spectre, that's what it's called. Yeah, they're starting to reuse the environment assets. It's kind of a worrying sign since I'm only in the third major area, but I'll hold off on complaining for now. If they do enough with the level design to differentiate the level that way, it won't be too big of a deal reusing these assets, I think. Yeah, platforming is a thing in this game. It doesn't come up too much, but it might be coming into play here. Alright. Still want to go for weapon arms so I can upgrade the staff. Hello. I don't want to counterattack you. That would... Oh, okay. Maybe I should have. Alright. Two dudes at once. That's not super fun. Let me take care of you first. Do something I can counterattack. Or block and then counterattack. Come on. Let me just murder you then. Okay. Wow, there were a lot of enemies. I might need to be using that med station sooner than I thought. Just gonna heal to be safe. Alright, well, so much for gathering materials, but at least they didn't die. Honestly, they really weren't that threatening. I was just panicking because of the ambush. And it's probably good I took them out, because otherwise that hammer dude would probably snipe me from up here while I was trying to deal with those robots. So I did make things easier for myself by going that way. Good.
It's a privilege to have you here. You've been called many things over the years, from war genius, startup days, to potential.
Oh yeah, another cool detail to the combat that I don't think I've explicitly voiced before as having noticed. But you'll notice that depending on what part of the enemy I strike, it's... Oh, hello. Thank God for those guardrails. I might have to continue that discussion later. Depends on how well I deal with this jerk. I suppose I can talk about that while fighting him. They're not too threatening of an enemy once you understand the moveset. Okay, maybe not. Maybe they are threatening. That leap in particular is super dangerous because it's really hard to avoid and does a lot of damage. They have a thrust they do up close, that spin kick away, which is probably the most dangerous move. And they can do that even after you cut off their tail. And then they have an attack that hits all around them that they do with their tail. They can't do the poke and the spinny attack once you've cut the tail off, which makes them a lot less dangerous. You basically just have to go for hits here and there because of how quickly they attack. Like one and then back off. Otherwise you're just going to eat a lot of damage. And you want to aim for the tail because, again, that does make them way less dangerous, but they're still pretty threatening. And yeah, you can see how elemental damage just eats through their health. But yeah, as I was saying with... Ooh, I don't need to return to the med station just yet. I got my injectables filled up because I got enough tech scrap. But yeah, if you attack the left arm... Sorry, if you attack the right arm, or the right side of the enemy, depending on how they're facing you, you'll end up doing this attack. But if you target the left arm or the left side of the body that you're currently staring at, you'll end up doing that thrust followed by a horizontal strike, the second move of the combo, which is presumably to ensure that you actually strike that part, and that's a really nice little detail. more and more I realize the movesets of these weapons are actually incredibly complex, just in the way that Bloodborne is rather than Dark Souls, where rather than having a standard moveset for every weapon, and having a lot of different standard movesets, like, you know, all the weapon types, there's a small number of weapon types, but they have very involved movesets. And that's cool. Okay. I did not see you, and you're just a humanoid boy. I think you're using the Liquidator armor. Ooh, and you're tough. Probably because I'm using elemental damage. Let's switch to the staff. That'll be more effective. Just gonna wait for you to fade out your attack string. Yep. I'm doing like double with the staff. Because it does physical damage. Oh, and that's what I mean by them just being really dangerous. They are able to attack so quickly. It's kind of unfair. Alright, I'll continue on this way for a little bit longer, but I think I'll be retreating back to the med station soon. Oh, jeez! Okay, I did not expect you to come forward so quickly. Yeah, that's the spinny attack I talked about. I want the Volatile Spectre. One attack, then back off. Ooh, it missed me because I was below it. That's a nice hitboxing. And I haven't actually been striking the damn tail. Oh, I dodged the wrong way. And I no longer have healing. One more hit's probably gonna kill me. Come on. Nope, nope, nope. Just die. Nope. Nope. Well, so much for returning to the medbay. Wow. And I'm gonna assume that, like, the second stage, these guys are just regular enemies, and they will respawn on death. Oh, this is gonna be fun to deal with. Let's see, do I have the materials to upgrade that other staff? Since it does primarily elemental damage, it might be very worth using in tandem with the combat control rod. One for humanoid enemies, one for robot enemies. Okay, good, I can upgrade it. I just need 7k tech scrap roughly. Oy. I should have that in my consumables though, yeah. They give you a lot of consumables, presumably for this very reason. And there we go, that's enough. With just a little bit over and change. And yeah, as I think I mentioned before, you don't actually have to upgrade it to Mark 1 first. You can just skip right ahead to Mark 2. I think that might result in you paying a little bit more tech scrap than if you were to go up slowly but surely. But it requires less secondary materials, which is generally what's going to limit you more. Not so much with weapons, especially if you're like me and you go for the arms a lot to have plenty of weapon materials. But for armor pieces in particular, it's nice, because you have to get a lot of them. Let's see. So I think with my weapons, just to simplify things a little bit and to give me a little bit easier of a time, considering how difficult the difficulty of this place has been so far, I am going to restrict myself to using the good staffs. Which is to say, both staffs. One for robots, one for humanoid enemies. And hopefully that'll help me prevent dying.
While security lockdown is in effect.
So let's see about returning to that area. I know the path I need to take, but let's see how quickly I can do it. Should I kill enemies on the way to boost the timer, or just run past them? Let's kill this one at least, just to see how effective this is. Okay, that was pretty damn effective. And again, I love how flashy the weapon looks, those orange lights. Alright, yeah, this might have been a good idea. I'll see how this fares against the tripods. I want to run down this way, and the elevator should be up here, right? Oh wait, no. Pass this way first. Here's the elevator. Of course I'm gonna have to call it to me. Let's see. Okay. Thankfully they leash pretty quickly. The drones, not so much, but they're not that threatening in the first place. Ooh, did I actually block that attack, or did it just phase through me? Okay, it just phased through me that time for some reason. I'm just gonna serpentine a little bit here, hopefully avoid damage, fail to do so, and be on my merry way. Elevator, you can close now. See, this is what I mean. If you don't follow that procedure exactly, it doesn't close. I can't help it. I have no idea if that's on purpose to make it more difficult to get back to your tech scrap more quickly if you have to use elevators on the way, or if it's just a flaw in the design. Alright, minute and 20. Should be able to do it, hopefully. Oh, this drone's out of the box this time. I'm just gonna try and mow through the enemies as quickly as possible. Although the drone should be pretty easy to kill and just good for adding to that timer. Yep. Fantastic, good. Now I have 2 minutes. So, I am going to want to take out that rivet gun dude before I head over in that general direction, but I should be able to recover my tech scrap without aggroing him. If I understand this level design properly. Oh, forgot about you. I should end up... Oh, okay, there's a bunch of guys down here. I didn't realize that. What? Ah, I hate how long it takes to perform executions. In a lot of instances, I end up getting stunned by the enemies. I was wondering why I wasn't doing much damage. I forgot to switch back to my human one. Okay, so my tech scrap should be somewhat close by, right? There's one of the tripods. Okay, I think it's in that box.
Look, the fact of the matter is something had to be.
Yep. Okay. And yeah, that filled up my meter enough times to get a free injectable. It seems random whether it gives you 1 or 2 or not. I think it's somewhat dependent on how many injectables you have equipped. But sometimes it gives you 2, sometimes it gives you 1. I guess 1 is guaranteed, and you may get bonus ones. God, that leap is so insane. Oh, and they attack so quickly too, even for the staff, as quick of a moveset as it had. And look at how bullshit the tracking on that is. Like, he was able to just kind of hover around the environment with that leap to target directly on me. Actually, does this have a slightly different moveset than the combat control rod? Okay, no, it's just using a slightly different opening attack, I think because of where the tail is, that whole dynamically changing moveset thing is. Yeah, okay, maybe the, Volatile Spectre was actually better against these dudes. I figured this would be better because of its quick attack speed, but the attacks it seems to want to use are quite slow, and I'm just going to finish you off with the drone. That's where the drone comes in handy. Oh boy. I can see why they give you that medkit there. In fact, I think I might go use that right now. Let me take care of the rest of the humanoid opponents first in case I lose some HP against them, but wow, the difficulty jump is real. Oh no. Wasn't there one more humanoid enemy around here? I thought there was one that surprised me. Maybe I took them out on the way there.
As we like to say, at Creo, we're all family.
You know, I wonder if maybe they're expecting me to avoid fighting those dudes because, like, they're really difficult to deal with, as you just saw. Despite my relative experience with fighting them in the previous stage, I just got completely wrecked. Now, granted, part of that's just due to me, being a little bit bad in general, but still, I know their moveset roughly, and yet it's really difficult to find a time to actually safely attack them. They just attack so quickly that even with quicker moves, they can end up recovering and start going for their next attack again, and they're tough enough that you're unlikely to stun them, especially with a quicker weapon. They're just a really brutally designed enemy, so maybe I can just ignore them for now. Like, circumvent them, take paths that let me avoid them. And it seems like the level might be designed with that in mind. It's quite open. The first open area I've been in since like the first stage, really. Second stage was pretty closed off for the most part. Your buddy's not coming to me, right? Good. There's a lot of acid around here, which is annoying to deal with, but... Okay, I guess your buddy is going to come after me. Seriously, look at that. If you don't pay attention to them at all times, they are just going to sideline you out of nowhere. Okay, so I'm back in the general vicinity. I figured I'd discuss how I've changed my weapon set out here to hopefully increase my chances of surviving. So since the Biomaster, despite my high hopes for it, seemed to not do all that well, my current setup is Combat Control Rod for dealing with humanoid enemies. It's good for dealing with them, I know that. The Volatile Spectre for dealing with most robots, since it does good damage to them. And then the Firebug specifically for the tripod assholes. Simply because it's the quickest weapon I have, and I'm hoping to be able to get off at least one attack with it and dodge away before being hit by its counterattacks. Which, as you saw before, even with the staff, just really wasn't possible. Oh dear, really don't want to lose my tech scrap on the way. I forgot there were humanoids around here. Alright, time for the Combat Control Rod to show its stuff. Okay, wow. How am I... Okay, gotta focus on the fast one. I think I'm going to run away. Guess I have to use that med station sooner than I thought. Wow, I just handled that horribly. Jeez-a-loo. Thank you, med station. Yeah, for some reason, I guess just due to where I'm attacking from, I end up doing a different move than the one I expect. You know why? It's because I'm used to targeting right arms, and wow, you followed me a long way. If you target the right arm, which is at the left side, you end up doing this attack, which is actually a lot quicker, and way better than the other attack, the default one. And that's the one I'm used to, and yeah, the one that's just kind of good. See what I mean? It's like twice as quick as the other opening attack. It's actually kind of unfair just how much better it is than that other opening attack. Okay, am I gonna have to deal with one of these jerks, or can I just ignore them? Really, I'm starting to think that trying to ignore them is a bad idea, because then they'll just leap and tear my face off from off camera. Oh, it's hard to say. I'm really hoping one's not going to attack me from out of nowhere right here. What do I do with this asshole? And see, I had to back off. If I kept attacking there, it would have hurt me instead. It's impossible to continually stagger enemies in this game. One of the things that makes it difficult. Whether you consider that fair or not, well, I'll leave that up for you to decide. So are you going to come after me this time? I'm pretty sure it was you that decided to attack me. Okay, that says Ops 3. Is this a shortcut door? If it is, I think I might know where it leads, what door it is specifically, and there's a red power line leading to it. So that's going to be my goal, just to unlock a shortcut to have a bit of an easier time, hopefully. I don't like dealing with the acid in addition to this thing's already dangerous attacks, but I don't really have a choice now, do I? I tried dodging through it. I have found that I'm pretty sure the dodge roll does have iframes, but they're quick enough that they're not always super reliable. Come on. Okay, good, I actually think I already cut off the tail. Yep, there's the core. They still have the dangerous leap attack, but the drone should finish you off. Boom. Yeah, it's really good against robots because it does elemental damage with its laser. Okay. 3 injectables left. Alright. No other tripods, so following that power line... Where did you come from? Oh my god, just so much ambushing going on. This stage is so rude. You do have the Liquidator set, right? It's not a different armor set? It's actually quite bulky, so it might be different. I haven't been paying attention to the pieces I've been ripping off. Otherwise, I'd already have my answer. Let's see, what torso bit do you have? Yeah, okay, it is Liquidator. So it looks like that line leads up to the top of the building, so I have to make my way up there somehow, I think. Of course, I then see another red line off in the distance there, so maybe that's where I need to go. It is really hard to tell. Let's see. Oh. You're inactive currently. I am going to let a sleeping dog lie. You know, that's pretty much what that enemy type is, the robot equivalent of the annoying video game dog. Okay, this looks like an obvious you should drop down here spot, but given my luck in the past, I don't exactly want to do that here. Especially what with how long it takes me to get here, so I'm gonna try and unlock a shortcut first before I do that. Okay, good. Please let this be the shortcut that I think it is. And can I open up this door over here?
No need to be shy. I see you're a man of integrity and initiative.
No, I have reasons to be shy. I'm just gonna run away. Hopefully get enough distance to open up this door. Okay. There's an elevator, that makes sense. Or exolift. Let me just take it down. Oh, that was close.
Thank God he's only a cripple. Or is it cheaper for the company if they're killed outright? Listen, if the EHA ever heard of any of these incidents, we'd be closed down faster than one of those rockets goes up.
It wasn't the shortcut I was thinking of, but it's still a useful shortcut. Okay, good. I'm gonna avoid resting at the med bay, even if I use the gear assembly to store my tech scrap, which doesn't reduce my tech scrap multiplier that I built up. It still does end up respawning the enemies using either of those, and I really don't want to have to deal with more of those tripod jerks. So I'm gonna see how far I can get with my remaining health stuffs. I think that one retreated back to its initial position. Seriously, why do they have so many of these things? They're so dangerous, and they've just scattered them about so liberally. Let's aggro this one, since there was another one wandering over that way, I'm pretty sure. Well, I didn't make it very far on those injectables, and there goes my body. Well. Okay, let's see what I have to deal with. So I don't think I have to aggro that humanoid enemy over there, but there is that tripod that I immediately have to deal with, which is what... Okay, nope. They're just coming after me, so please break lock-on game. It wasn't letting me do it for a second there. I'm just going to recover my tech scrap, and then retreat like the coward I know I am. Because guess what? That means I live, and with a whole lot of riches. Seriously, how are you expected to deal with that? Like, do they just expect you to be a combat god at this point, or what? Like, those tripod enemies have found a way the most dangerous enemy I've come across, even more dangerous than the security staff, simply because of how many of them there are. At least those are non-respawning and quite limited enemies. Oh yeah.
Quarantine restrictions.
Oh boy, do I sure love technical difficulties, especially those that are caused by my own incompetence. So I took a little bit of a break there, splitting the recording, and the footage after what you just saw was lost. I accidentally deleted it when clearing out some old footage. I should probably rename the footage after it's initially recorded so that doesn't keep happening. I've done that a few times in the past. Not super often, but often enough to be an annoyance. Fortunately, there wasn't much of worth in that footage. You weren't exactly missing much. Just me heading down this pathway and dying a lot because boy howdy does the difficulty spike up in this section of the game. The only major thing that you missed, aside from like some audio logs, which is really not that big of a deal, is me picking up this weapon. I think that was occurred in that bit of footage. The Fenris A7, a one-handed weapon that looks kind of like a hammer slash some sort of pick. I might try that out at some point. That and the realization that I can actually block most of the attacks of those tripods. The realization of which made them so much easier to deal with for me. So now at this point, I think my least favorite enemy in this area are these jerks, mainly because of, let's see if I can get them to do, yep, that attack. It's easy enough to counter if you're expecting it. The issue is that it comes out so quick. It has next to no tell, and if you get hit by both hits, that's like 90% of your life gone. It's just a little bit too strong in my opinion. I'm gonna try and stick to using the fists more just to increase my proficiency with them. Drag this dude over here so that way he doesn't have the help of his drone buddies, but of course he's fleeing towards them. Maybe make use of my own drone. Does decent damage against robots. Ooh, okay, a lot of dudes. Time for the staff. Avoid that EMP so I don't lose stamina and energy, and boom, I'm doing decent. Back to the fists. You have to be careful here because there are plenty of places you can fall if you're not careful. Like, down there. They're not necessarily... Thought he was still alive for a second. They're not necessarily lethal, but if you're not at full health, you're probably gonna die, as I found out a few times. I considered whether or not I could platform over to that, jump across. I might be able to. In fact, I think I might have to. I can't really drop from further up above. And it doesn't look like that door will work. It looks like it's completely busted. I forwent trying that in the hopes of unlocking some sort of other shortcut, but I made it a fair ways farther without doing that, so I might as well try this here. Perfect. Okay. So that's how you get this item over here then. Makes sense. All it is metal scrap though. That's nothing important. I suppose I could also drop down onto those rafters. I'm not sure if that would take me to where I died before, or if it's a different room. I'll just continue on the normal path though for now. I'll check that out later. There's a few other drops here that you may be able to make. Yeah, there's lots of items in the rafters. Again, I'll do that later. I just want to get up to the point where I died previously just to show this stuff off. Laboratories. There's one guy right around here. Yep, I remember him. Easy enough to kill those dudes. I probably should be going for arms so I have more upgrade pieces if I do end up wanting to use that one-handed weapon. Can't use anything less than a Mach 2 weapon at this point. You'd just be asking for pain if you try that. Speaking of pain, wow. That attack is so nasty. So quick and so much damage. That kind of seems to be the order of the day for the game at this point. Oh. These drones are the stealthiest bastards. I guess that makes sense. That is what drones are for, after all. Just ask Obama. But yeah, like, they just keep surprising me over and over. Just showing up out of nowhere and pelting a few pew-pew lasers at me. Really annoying support. Let's see, there was some stuff over here, I think, like maybe an audio log or two. I suppose I could replay them since they're permanently added to my inventory, but screw that. Too much effort. Ooh, that impact is so good. I love that attack so much. It's not the best attack, but it's pretty effective and it looks really cool. So that makes up for the fact that it's not quite as good as some of my other offensive capabilities. Plus the fists are just a lot of fun in general. I imagine they'll be even better after the next patch, which is currently in beta on the PC version, so Lord knows when us poors on PS4 are going to get it. But I think one of the changes it's going to make is make it so that if you continue to attack enemies after staggering them, you won't like immediately reset them and allow them to attack again, or at least it won't occur as frequently. I think that's one of the changes they're making, along with another major balance change, making it so that you can actually block most attacks. Ones that previously you would have to avoid by ducking or jumping, you'll now be able to block. It's better to duck or jump over them if you're capable of doing that, because blocking them requires a lot more stamina, but you do actually have the ability to block them now. Whereas at the moment, if you try to do that, you're just going to take full damage. Oh wow, I ran out of stamina completely. Those stamina draining attacks from enemies are really annoying, especially since it takes a while to actually recover your stamina. Alright, nearly made it back to where I was before. This elevator. Should I, fight this one tripod down here? It's the only enemy left in the area, and I should show off my stuff. My ability to take them down now. Gonna use the best weapon for it though, just to ensure that. So yeah, basically you just want to keep blocking them, and then go for the counterattacks. It's a lot safer way of handling things. Just be sure not to run out of stamina. Oh, I did not realize he was using the leap. That's the one attack you can't block. I didn't think he would use it so close. Such a nasty attack too. That one's also pretty bad. Mainly because unless you're right up against the wall, he'll flee far enough away that you can't actually do the counterattack, unfortunately. But you're dead. See, so much easy to take down now. Alright, let's take the elevator. Oh yeah, apparently you do have the ability to scrap some stuff, implants at the very least. Someone I was watching play through the game did that. So I should be doing that with all those ancillary cores I picked up. Even if the scrap you get isn't all that much, it's better than what they're currently being used for, which is nothing. Like having any beyond 8, the number of implant slots you have is completely worthless. Yeah, this was the new area that I made it to. I made it a little bit further in, so let's continue on for now. It's all creepy and spooky, and oh, I got surprised. Yep. This bit seems to be pretty big on ambushes, just enemies hiding in the vegetation and whatnot. And I gotta say, if there's anything I love in Souls-like games, it's being ambushed. Could you tell that I was being facetious there? The varying stats on these enemies is weird. Like, these guys take only a few hits to take out. But then you have these guys over here who take way more hits. And while you could argue that's because of the different armor sets they're wearing, that's what that denotes. There were those previous Scab guys I thought that seemed a lot tougher, honestly, so I really don't know what that's about. Anyway, just back off so I don't get hit by that bullshit quick attack, which they don't seem to want to use, which I'm fine with. Oh. The critical kills with the twin-rigged weapons are so good. Let's see. Ah, this was the room I made it to. Eurasian Climate Zone. This was where I got kind of wrecked by a few tripods. So let me handle this carefully. Yeah, there was a dude over here. I remember that. Just take him out quick. Oh yeah, just rip your torso off. Oh, so satisfying. Kinda wish this game had Bloodborne-like blood effects in addition to all the stuff it currently has. That'd be nice. Just shower your character with blood after tearing them apart. I'm completely mentally sane, by the way. Just wanted to let you know, apropos of nothing. Alright, let me take out this one Scarab jerk first. Dealing with them while fighting the tripods is not something I want to take on. Just handle them like I know I can. Maybe I should switch to a heavier weapon. Oh dear. Ah, and there's drones as well, of course there are. You can see why I ended up dying here. There was just a huge amount of enemy density. That seems to be this place's gimmick, if I were to name one. Okay, really? Thank you. Finally let me go for the execution and not get interrupted. I guess that's why they have it be a hold button rather than just pressing it, so that way you have to make sure you have time to do it, but oh, I found that to be increasingly more annoying as I've gone along. Yeah, let me heal up because, oh, this next encounter is gonna be rough. Because there's a tripod off in the distance, and there's one right there as well, and they seem very much to like to aggro in pairs if they're anywhere near in the vicinity. Like if I attack that one over there has a very high chance of coming over to me. I think I might be able to do it though if I aggro him and retreat. That should prevent the other one from tagging me. Let's use my drone. Oh, really, drone? You missed? Okay, that's fine. I didn't really need to do damage, I just need to aggro it. Really? Okay. Maybe if I aggro the other one since it's still up and moving and whatnot. That works. And then just retreat so I don't piss off the other one. And there we go. As long as you can keep it to one-on-one combat, these dudes really aren't that bad. Once you realize you can just block them. The main reason why I didn't try before was because I was just so goddamn terrified of them that I just never really felt like experimenting with that. Like, they just do so much damage that I worried that I would end up eating shit if I tried to block it. Despite the fact that I was having trouble with them anyway, so I might as well have experimented. Not exactly the most rational choice I could have made. And whoa, there was some mad frame drops here. First time I've seen that happen, it's been an otherwise utterly smooth 30 FPS so far. Guess that's because of these lights. Alright. After I've dealt with you, that'll be as far as I've made it before. And I think I'll end things off there. And I'm glad that I'm actually ending them on a positive note, taking out one of those jerks.